Okay, everybody. No intro for today for the NFC West Prime, and we got my boy Ramsaholic, and we got Moneyline Mike. He's a
Yes,
Cardinal, man.
sir.
We found a Cardinal. What's going on,
Yes,
brother?
sir. How's it going? How you guys doing?
Oh, doing well, bro. Hey, we finally found one. And shout out to the original guy. You know, he's got a huge priority going on, but he's a good dude. Cardinals opinion, bro.
What up?
Thank you for the time. I know you got so much going on, but hey, we got Money Mike taking over. Like, let's just say, bro, we got everything locked except the Seahawks ain't locked for the day. But
Well, I mean, they weren't a lock last week, so maybe that's why they're not a lock this.
I mean, but hey, let's talk about the outcome of that upset, man. That was the upset of the week, man. The Eagles and Cardinals.
For a couple weeks now, I was circling that game on the calendar. I have a buddy of mine who's a Cowboys fan, and I kept telling him, I was like, look, watch for that game, because I was like, look, Jonathan Gannon's headed back to Philadelphia, and it's not going to be a blowout like people like, because everybody's like, oh, it's going to be a blowout. They're just going to get their ass handed to them. The point spread was like 12, 13 points at Vegas sports books. I live in Vegas, so I do a lot of sports betting with that. I was like, if you don't want to trust the Cardinals, at least take the points, because it's going to be a closer game than a lot of people anticipate, because the Eagles have just been struggling as of late, right? Ever since, basically since Niners basically just, put the whooping on the Eagles, they've just been struggling since, losing to, what is it? They lost to the Cowboys as well. Who else did they lose to?
They lost to the Seahawks.
They lost to the Seahawks, yeah.
They barely beat the Giants.
Barely beat the Giants, and then I know they lost to somebody else as well. I know the Jets was like earlier in the season.
Yeah, Jets were earlier. The Niners were like the start of their downfall. Actually,
Yeah,
Lost to Seahawks.
Seahawks, Niners. Let me see if I can pull it.
They only lost to 5 teams, if you think about it. Like the Cowboys.
Yeah, they're 11-5.
Jets. So Jets, Cardinals, Seahawks, Niners. There's one more we're missing, right?
Oh, wait.
Oh, Dallas. They lost to Dallas.
Well, they lost to the Well, he did say Cowboys.
Oh, you did?
Because Cowboys, Jets, Cardinals, Niners, and then there's one more that we're missing. Let me see. Eagles schedule.
Well, we didn't say the Jets, right?
No, he did say the Jets.
Well, he said the Jets. Okay, I can't even think of one. The point is, they've been struggling ever since, man. They've been playing these little close games a lot.
Okay. So I'm looking at the Is it 5 losses? I'm looking at this.
Yeah, it's 5 losses.
That's 5. Oh, okay, yeah. Nah, sorry, I'm a little.
Yeah, you're a little off, man. It's all good. But
yeah.
Hey, let's talk about the outcome of the Rams, bro. You almost lost to the Giants, bro. What's going on, bro?
Why you gotta be like that, man? Don't matter.
Hey, man, that Taylor, bro. Hey, that kicker. You're lucky you didn't get that kicker.
Lucas Haversick, yeah. So I was actually at the game, and
oh yeah, you were, huh?
I thought we were gonna lose that at that point. I was like, Mason Crosby, we just caught him 2 weeks ago. He's gonna come in his new team and hit a game winner. But a 54-yarder, that's a little tough for especially an older kicker like that who never was good from 50 and beyond. But I don't know. Stafford had an off game. I guess you can say 2 interceptions. Then we had Demarcus Robinson fumble it right before the half. That gave them 3 points. But the Giants really brought a great scheme, a lot of blitzes, and they actually had 4 sacks on us with Alaric Jackson out. No Boom filled in. I don't think he did too bad, but you got to sharpen that up. A win's a win. Thank God we did win, because Seattle losing to Pittsburgh got us in the playoffs, so we'll just take that. Hopefully as a learning curve. We did cut our kicker, Lucas Haversick, yesterday. And we picked up Brett Maurer again.
You got Brett
Maurer again.
Again, the guy that missed kicks for the Cowboys, man.
Yeah, Tommy, I know he did. I was saying it the whole game. I was talking to Giants fans. I was like, this is the worst kicker in the NFL. Lucas Haversick, I was watching him in pre-games. The guy was missing.
And
Yeah,
what's up with the Rams kicker? Because I mean, I somewhat pay attention to the NFC West, but not as much.
Mhm.
With the Rams, why didn't the Rams re-sign Matt Gay last offseason?
he was consistent too.
That's something I always bring up. I mean, Matt Gay was the most accurate kicker in the NFL.
Strong leg too.
It was the money he made. He got close to $5 million, and we couldn't really pay him. Obviously, that's hurting us right now. I wish we had Matt Gay.
We're suffering with Jake Moody, which he's kind of been okay, but still.
Moody's been good.
He's been solid lately, but I can't complain about it. But
us Cardinals fans, we can't complain about kicking. Matt Prater's been doinking 50, 60-yarders.
I wish I had Prater, bro.
And he's consistent too, so that's a good thing about his kicking game. And when you look at how the Rams are playing, bro, like I think we're gonna see most of our backups on these games at least. I mean, sure, the Commanders game wasn't exactly the way we looked at it, but we finished on a strong note. There was a little bit of like us beat up against the Ravens, and we came into FedEx Field, we were kind of on a slow start, we shaked it up a little bit. We got a little consistent a little bit, but I feel like, maybe this is the better time for us to at least bench some of our starters and at least try to play into the Rams. I know the Rams are probably going to rest some of their key starters so they don't have to go through the injuries and play them next week or something. So we'll definitely see what happens. I mean, the
Rams are locked in the 6, like they're not going to go any lower or any higher from that, correct?
No. Actually, if they lose, they can still get them. They can. The worst is number 7. That's it.
If we lose and Green Bay wins,
yeah, because Green Bay did beat the Rams on that tiebreaker. So if the Packers win and we beat them, actually, I wouldn't mind them playing the Cowboys. Actually,
so that's interesting. Do you prefer facing going back to Detroit and having Matthew Stafford facing the Lions?
That's actually a good game.
Or do you want to face the Cowboys?
Definitely the Lions. Definitely the Lions.
You want to see the Lions. You definitely want to see the Lions because you want to see 2 of those quarterbacks that got traded. But then again, we got to be honest. The Rams did win the deal on the short term, but on the long haul, the Lions got themselves a legit quarterback for a while.
I just think Dallas is tougher for us. Also, the way they match up. Football's all about matchups. Like it doesn't matter if. Like the Giants matched up good against us. They had a great pass rush, and they played man-to-man. So
you don't want Dallas, huh? You don't want to play Dallas at all.
I prefer – I mean, if we play him, we play him. It is what it is. But I think
the Lions are easier. I'll give you all credit.
I think the Lions would be easier for us.
Because their defense is trash. But they got a good
the Cowboys could exploit us with CeeDee Lamb. To be honest, they did already. They whooped us the first time we played.
Tony Pollard will probably have an off day too, so that could be another issue also. And then they got that tight end Ferguson, and when Dak has enough time on the pocket, he is on fire. But
and they got a good defense, bro. I mean, to be honest, they got a good pass rush.
They got a good stack of D-line. I think as a Rams fan, if I was being honest to you, like if I was on your shoes, I know playing the Lions is probably something you guys have on your calendar. So I think going with the Lions would probably be your best case scenario. But playing Dallas at Arlington, it's just not easy. They've been undefeated ever since they lost to the Niners in the divisional round.
Exactly.
I mean, it is kind of a disadvantage if you have to go down to AT&T Stadium, but I think you guys might pull it off, man.
I hope so.
But I think like you said, I think Lions is the better matchup because everybody wants to know who's the better quarterback. Was Stafford given up too soon after losing the Super Bowl and then getting traded for Stafford? We'll never get that answer. So that would be something to watch.
Right.
But I mean, so for the Cardinals, what would you look forward to in this matchup? I know you guys are probably just worried about the draft spots and all that other stuff at this point.
So, I mean, I'll be headed to the game this Sunday, the Seahawks and Cardinals game, so I'll be there in attendance. As crazy as this sounds, if we win, I'm fine with it. If we lose, I'm fine with it because, like you said, draft positioning. Because if we win, I mean, it's like a nice little. I'll say this: we're culture building right now because my whole thing right now is ever since Kyler Murray has come back, everybody's had a very differing opinion on Kyler Murray. Some people say, oh, the Cardinals should move on from Kyler Murray. And then there's a lot of people that believe that Kyler Murray is our franchise guy. I believe Kyler Murray is our franchise quarterback, right? Now, if we win against the Seahawks, ever since Kyler Murray's return, that would put us at 4-4 from Kyler Murray's return. And in my honest opinion, if we go 4-4 with Kyler Murray's return, that just gives us a bit of optimism and a bit of hope headed into next season. That look, next season we could look. Right now, we don't have a great roster at all. Wide receivers we don't have wide receivers. Hollywood Brown's been out with injury, and even when he has been in the lineup, he just hasn't really done much. Michael Wilson, our rookie, he's still coming into his own. He's still getting things figured out. Greg Dortch, he's a shorter wide receiver. He's one of our punt returners, but he's been great as of late. And Trey McBride, of course, our tight end. He's really been good. Murray's number one target as of late. But, offensive line still needs work. Wide receiver, we still need work. And defense, we still need work. But if we're able to end the season with Kyler Murray at 4-4 with the roster that we have, definitely headed into the offseason and headed into the draft, people should not sleep on the Cardinals headed into next season. And it's we'll definitely be a wild card team next year, kind of like what the Rams were this year, because a lot of people discredited the Rams this year, saying that, oh, the Rams, they're tanking, they're not going to be good this year. I was one of those people I wouldn't sleep on the Rams just yet. They still have Stafford, they still have Kupp, they still have, Aaron Donald. I wouldn't sleep on them. It's going to be like the Cardinals headed into next year. The Cardinals, we're going to have Murray. We're going to have Connor. They're still under contract. We still have a bunch of other players that are still under contract next year. And depending on where we end on the draft, if we do end up getting Marvin Harrison Jr. or not, we will definitely have a shot at the wild card. Right now, I'm just headed to the Seahawks game, hopefully to knock the Seahawks out of the playoffs and then just call it a week and have some fun,
I mean, yeah, it's a better way to be optimistic because honestly, if Kyler Murray was out there, maybe you guys would have won more games than what you guys had. I mean, even when you guys won with Josh Dobbs, that was kind of crazy how you guys beat the Dallas Cowboys with Josh Dobbs at quarterback and all the other games. I mean, yeah, Kyler Murray was missed, so that was definitely a huge blow when he was out for a while,
I was at that Cowboys game. I didn't even expect that, because like I said, me, I'm a Cowboys fan. Because we live in Vegas, we drove out to Arizona for that game. It was almost 70% Cowboys fans in there, and even then, Cowboys fans, they were just quiet once we were just stomping on them, right? But I didn't expect that out of Josh Dobbs. But throughout the year, I knew Josh Dobbs just ain't the guy though. And now that he got traded to Minnesota, you could see that he's already third string. He had a little Linsanity run. He was good for a couple weeks, and then of course just things fell out of favor. But when it comes to Kyler Murray, if Kyler Murray was in the lineup since the beginning of the year, we could definitely be in playoff contention, just like any of these other teams, like the Packers or the Vikings or the Rams. But that's something until next year to look forward to, hopefully.
Yeah. When you look at it this way, I know for my team in general, we're just going to have to just play it out and see whoever we play. But I have a gut feeling this is what's going to happen. I mean, I think Ramsaholics going to agree with me 100% on this matchup. I think we're probably going to get a preview of divisional round. I think we might get a preview of it. If you really thought that this week 18 was the last, something tells me that we're going to get the Rams and Niners in the divisional round somehow. Because I don't like Detroit. Detroit doesn't match up well with the Rams, and it wouldn't shock me if you guys do pull an upset on the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the teams in the NFC head into the playoffs. Stafford has the Super Bowl.
And you guys are peaking a little hotter right now, so it could be a little.
We have experience, and it's everyone's 0-0 once it starts. I mean, if Green Bay though pulls the upset and beats Dallas, if they get the 7 and they're the 2, you guys will play them in the divisional, and then it'll be an NFC West rematch in the title game. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think we might get a divisional round. We'll see, but
possibly. I mean, whatever. I think we're 100% going to face each other.
It won't be the last
game is going to be nothing to look at, regardless of who you guys put out there, who we put out there. Even if we put our starters, we're not going to show our plays. We're not going to we're going to save everything. This is kind of a throwaway game.
Yeah, but I think this will probably have no pressure for either team, because when you guys won't, because even if like let's say hypothetically you guys do win, I don't think it pressures us into like beating you guys a third time. So I don't think it matters. I think like you said, it matters in the playoffs. So
we do want the 6th seed though. I know we'll want the 6th seed.
You want the Lions more than the Cowboys, so I can see where you're coming from. But like, hey,
you got to beat off.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, I guess everybody's starting to like the Cardinal guy, man. I'm telling you, man. Money Mike, man.
Hell yeah.
We got to work on a consistent schedule, but we'll work on something that works for you so we can all get maybe about 45 to 50-minute show and do a bunch of stuff like that. But, I was a little concerned about how we match up on other teams, but I don't think the Lions are kind of like the unknown for us because we haven't played them yet. So I would think that would be the mystery. But I think the Rams, we already know, you guys know us pretty well, so that can be anybody's ball game. So
division game,
I may overlook you guys, but then again, I have to be realistic. You guys do give us the most problems at some point. Like, you guys might give us the closest game. The other teams, I'm not really that scared. I'm going to be real. I think if it's Baltimore or the Cleveland Browns, I'm scared of. Like, I'm just running off the pool or something like that. But for the Rams, it's like, hey, we got a good game. Cowboys, I'll sleep into it. I'll be all right. But,
you guys own the Cowboys in the playoffs,
but playing Jordan Love in the playoffs, that'd be kind of intriguing. But we already beat the Packers, even with Aaron Rodgers.
Do you even think Jordan Love would play well in his first playoff appearance?
He might.
He looks pretty good.
I mean, he's got potential, like his arm talent, all that stuff. I've been telling my friend who's a Packers fan. I told this dude, bro, don't take your team lightly on this one, man. This guy might be legit if you let him get some more reps. And I think he's got the arm talent, he's got the skill set. It's just he needs more experience in the chemistry. The receivers need to be on the same page with him, and that's it. Like, once he gets his reads in and all that stuff in, I think Packers are going to go back to what they were with under Rodgers in a couple years.
Probably.
No, they got a good amount of talent. It's just the coaching staff is on the right points. But you got to look at how, how Aaron is like, Aaron, it took him a couple years, right, when he was on the bench. Same thing with Jordan Love. Packers, they're not accustomed to mediocrity for too long.
It's true.
I think Jordan Love is just the up-and-coming next great Packers quarterback. And the name just sounds funny. What? Wait a minute. 45 people in the damn chats? Am I looking at it correctly? 46? Ooh.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Let's go. But hey,
yeah.
Hey, but let's do the pick 'em. Let's do the picks of the preview. Let's go matchup wise, man. We've been going. All right, so matchup for the Cardinals. Let's talk Cardinals and Seahawks, man. So, what do you feel about this matchup with the Cardinals and Seahawks?
Who's going first? Me?
Yeah, you go first, man.
All right. So, matchup wise, I want to see how Kyler Murray does against the Seahawks defense. Because the Seahawks defense, they've been playing well. It's the offense that's been struggling for the Seahawks. So I'm not really worried about the Seahawks offense. I don't like Geno Smith just hasn't really been performing as well as I expected him, I want to see how Kyler Murray does against this defense. In my honest opinion, I do believe the Cardinals could pull off the upset. We're talking 24-20 is probably what 24-20 or 24-21 is probably my best pick for this week. I got the Cardinals with the win. And then I would say Kyler Murray with a second strong game. I would give him about 250 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and then a rushing touchdown to go with it as well. I just think Kyler Murray is going to carry this offense on his back like he always does. And we'll just see how our defense holds up against, because that's the main reason why the Cardinals have been struggling a lot this year is our defense hasn't been able to stop much of any opposing offenses. A lot of teams, we could have beaten them, but defense just keeps letting us down, or our offense is the one that lets us down. But as of late, our offense is starting to click. I feel like this week, Cardinals will get the dub, and the offense for the Seahawks will struggle, and that's how we'll get the win.
I think it's fair enough because Seattle and the Cardinals play up close to the level. So maybe Kyler Murray will, like you just said, if he goes into the season with 4-4, this builds confidence for next year and all that stuff. And Seattle's kind of like, they're kind of like pressure into like maybe their season's still alive. But even if you guys come away with a victory over them, that ends their season right there. You can put your head up high on that.
Also, because you also got to think about it like this. In a way, this could kind of really set the Seahawks back a lot, because if, let's say, the Cardinals beat the Seahawks, now they're out of the playoffs. Now a lot of Seahawks fans, they're going to start, what should we do at quarterback? Should we go into the draft? Should we draft like a Michael Penix? Should we draft somebody else? Is Pete Carroll even the guy anymore? And it's gonna raise more.
He's getting up in age. Yeah, he's getting up in age at that point. But like, so you guys are just spoilers. So even for some of the other Cardinals, like the one guy like Yolakin, he was giving me a hard time. But I actually kind of just said, bro, don't you feel good about beating a team like the Eagles, even though you guys weren't at your full best with the injuries? Like you guys just said, you guys need more talent. Your guys are not there yet, but next year you guys will. So the NFC changes. Like, remember when Seattle got rid of Russell Wilson? Everybody was kind of thinking, well, Seattle's going to fall apart. They're not going to be the same. And I guess we were all wrong. And then I said the same about the Rams, and we were all wrong about it. Maybe this is the trend for the Cardinals. Maybe the NFC is not going to be as bad as everybody thinks next year, man. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think it's going to come back to the way it used to be.
It could be because, a lot of people, I get it. A lot of people wrote off the Cardinals this year. I did as well because Murray was out, I was like, if we don't have Murray, I don't believe we're going to do anything, right? But there was a lot of people that even said, even if Murray comes back, the Cardinals aren't going to do anything. They were like, go draft Caleb Williams. Kyler Murray ain't going to do crap for you guys. Go draft, Drake May, go draft a new quarterback, right? And Kyler Murray's just gone out there and he's just, winning. He's putting the team on his back. And it's like, now we're like, okay, look, slow your horses. Kyler Murray's going to come back and he's going to show people why. A couple years ago, we started off 7-0. We choked that 7-0 lead because we had a horrible coach that had no clue what he was doing. And now that we at least have a competent coach that actually, is calling up different play styles and different, because right now, Kyler Murray, I'll use this as an example, right? Kyler Murray has been under center more this year than he ever has in his 4 years under Cliff Kingsbury. That is bad. Cliff Kingsbury never had a play where Kyler Murray was under center. He always had him in shotgun formation, which if you're only going to have your quarterback run one single, in one single form, of course the defense it's going to be easier for them to figure you out. Now with, Drew Petzing, our offensive coordinator, now we have him under center in the gun. We have different sort of play calls for Kyler Murray. And you could see that Kyler Murray is adjusting to it and he's playing better due to it. So next year, hopefully things start to look up for the Cardinals. And then maybe next year, the NFC West, we send the entire division to the playoffs, basically. We'll see who the NFC West champ is. And then the other 3 wild cards are the entire NFC West. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like But okay, going by the matchup with the Rams and Niners, I think, like you just said, it's probably going to be meaningless. We're going to probably just rest majority of our starters at probably like some series reps here and there, and then I don't know, bro. I think this game ain't going to mean much like everybody thinks, bro. Even if we do beat you with our backup, I don't think it matters. I think if you guys beat us, I think it matters because you guys end your streak on us. But we shall see. Hey, bro, look at the amount of people combined, bro. 157 people watching. Am I tripping?
What's up?
Yeah, I got 67. You got 90. Damn, dude.
Goddamn, 90.
Everyone.
Salute to the people in the chat, bro. Damn.
Oh yeah, salute.
Has it ever been this fun? No.
Nah, dude.
Maybe it's got to do with that NFC West group right there, man. Shout out to my boy AZ Mike, and shout out to my boy
algorithm,
Justin.
bro.
The algorithm is going in, bro. And I'm more excited about the backups for this matchup more than my starters, bro. So give me your backup that you're looking forward to, Ramsaholic.
So the thing is, the Rams just activated Dresser Win off, so he'll be on the practice squad, which means he's going to be in the game. I mean, he'll be the backup quarterback to most likely Carson Wentz. I think we should sit. I did an episode today on who we should sit, but quickly I said Kyron Williams, Stafford, Kupp, Donald, Rob Havenstein. Play everybody else. You can't really sit all your starters realistically.
You got to give them some reps at least so they don't get rusty.
You need depth. We're young. We're one of the youngest teams in the league. We need the reps. Puka Nacua needs 5 catches, 29 yards to set the rookie receptions and yards record.
Well, Debo just needs at least 129. I think he needs 131 yards to get 1,000 yards this season. So I'm hoping Debo can get that this year.
Well, Debo said today, I heard him say he wants to play. So if he doesn't play, then that's all Shanahan. But you got to remember, Shanahan and McVay are very smart guys. So everything is strategic.
There might be some contract incentives that some of these starters are also going for as well. And
exactly,
McVay and Shanahan have been those types of coaches where, like, hey, you want to go hit your incentives, go out there, so maybe there might be a couple more extra reps for depending who actually needs their incentives as well.
Right, and Tommy saying James Conner over Kyren Williams, that's insane, dude.
I mean, to be
Tommy's
fair,
a troll, dude.
To be fair, Conner is
James Conner isn't good. You can't say
he is, but Kyren Williams.
But Kyren Williams plays.
I might be a little biased. I might be a little biased.
I mean, our division's stacked at running back, but dude, and
Kyren Williams Kyren Williams kind of reminds me a little bit of a young Frank Gore a little bit because he plays.
He got 15 touchdowns already,
but he plays more bigger than his size, which Frank Gore does the same thing.
Right, they're not that 4 games. I don't know. He's having a great season. I don't know.
You guys haven't had a back like that since Todd Gurley, so I think getting somebody that you can rely to, like Cam Akers, just wasn't it for y'all. Like I don't know why the ball security, the other running back Henderson, just wasn't it. Now you guys finally found yourself a running back you can rely on. I'll give credit, man. I think Kyren Williams is going to be an up and coming running back. He's like he should at least get to the Pro Bowl this year with this amount of numbers. Like 4 games he only missed, right? And he's already third. What is he, second or third in the NFL in rushing?
I think he's second now, or James Cook, and it's him, James Cook, and
him and Connor
missed the game. So, I mean, it's been a rough year for running back, to be honest. A lot of injuries and
a lot of injuries.
It's a new time.
Oh, James Cook is
Connor did make. I ain't gonna lie, he did kill the Eagles this week.
James Cook is
Dude, I watched a video of Eagles fans before the game, and it's just they were very cocky, dude. Like, we're gonna win by 30. The Cardinals suck, la la la. So to see them go in there, wow, man. Hey,
you should check out the Philadelphia Eagles content creators, bro. You should check out the Eagles content creators, bro. They were just losing it, bro.
Dude, exactly.
Did you see some of the videos, bro? They were funny.
Hell yeah.
I had my time with a couple Eagles content creators. So there was this one guy in specific that I actually made a video about that about a month and a half ago, right? He posted a video, right? And he made his list of top 5 head coaches that are going to get fired, right?
Yeah.
And on his list, he had the top 5 head coaches that were going to get fired. And some of them, they made sense, right? He had his Brandon Staley. You had your Matt Eberflus. You had your I forgot who else he had on that list. So Ron Rivera, like names like, oh, they're probably going to get fired because they've just been struggling this year, right? He had Jonathan Gannon as the number one head coach likely to be fired after this year. And my first reaction was, Jonathan Gannon only had 1 year with the Cardinals. How is he going to get fired after 1 year? And second of all, you're just salty because he left the Eagles, and now the Eagles defense went from like top 5 to like bottom 30. Like, like Eagles fans, like they were the entire week, screw Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon's trash. That dude can't coach to save his life. And then all of a sudden, after this week, they don't give him his kudos. They've said nothing good about Jonathan Gannon. Instead, they're going off on their own defense, on their own coaching staff. Oh, Nick Sirianni's a fraud. This dude can't do anything. Fire Ben Johnson. This, and that. Like, Eagles fans, they flip-flop too much.
Yeah, they changed. Oh, here's a good question. Hey, I like this question by Pale, actually. Let me see what this one. Question, what has been your favorite win for your team this year? I'm going to go with the Cowboys because anything with the Cowboys is always the best win, especially with the reaction of my mother. She did not like that one bit. I had to brag about it all week. But I would have to say that one's a good win because we blew the brakes out of them.
If I had to go with a favorite win of this year, it would definitely be against the Falcons. And the reason why I chose this one is this was the first game that Kyler Murray returned from injury, and nobody knew what the game was going to be like. Nobody knew what it was going to what the final score was. And Kyler Murray just went out there, final drive, literally just drove down the field, ran the ball himself, boom, touchdown, win the game. Cardinals, second W of the season. I could have gone with the Cowboys W. That was a great one. But I don't know, Kyler Murray just getting that W after a whole year from being shelved. I think that was probably the greatest win for the Cardinals this year.
Yeah, and I'll say for the Rams, I liked the Seahawks wins. Obviously, the first one was a blowout. The second one, them missing a field goal. But the most important and the one that got us in the playoffs was this Giants game. Obviously, it was way closer than I thought. But especially if you're in attendance at a game like that, it was definitely a fun game to be at. Tyrod Taylor, to me, was the Giants' best option at quarterback. The whole DeVito thing was cool and funny for a while, but Tyrod Taylor's been a solid quarterback when healthy and when like playing, like with the Bills, he was good. Chargers, he had a run, but he always got hurt. So I would say the Giants just for the fact that we got in the playoffs with that. And then the Steelers beating the Seahawks was huge after.
I mean, we can go on with different options, but I would say just the Eagles' reaction was just mind-blowing too, but I don't really care for
you got to say the Eagles for you guys. I know you hate the Cowboys, but that Eagles win, you set them into dude, they haven't recovered since.
I don't know, but the fact that we blew the Cowboys, I didn't expect us to blow the Cowboys like that, dude. And it actually silenced the Dallas fans for a while, bro. The fact, dude, a lot of people that I was close to, they're all Cowboy fans, including my mother. She was giving me the hardest time. My other family, bro, couldn't deal with it for all weeks, bro. But, yeah, I would say the Eagles, because of the reaction of the fan base, bro, they went silence. But, I don't know. Just anything with the Cowboys is something I enjoy the most because that's my number one hated team. I don't know. Just have a hate.
Yeah, that's true.
If we blew the Raiders out, I would pick that one also because I can't stand the Raiders.
And if we beat you guys this week, I'll change my mind to that.
But I think we'll know more about it, man. Damn, almost 200 people combined. God damn. Outrhythm is doing something good.
We got the Cardinals representing, dude.
Money is making money, bro. Like, I guess that's a good name right there. So we'll have to work on some schedule for you, bro, because I know you got a lot.
Damn, too bad we don't got Eddie here, too, man.
Eddie would have been popping, bro. It would have been, but he's working, so that's the suck part. I'm telling you, bro, this roster with Money Mike, now we get Eddie back. I think we can grow as a team pretty well.
No, you should have hit me up about this like at the beginning of the year when
we weren't sure because I was working with AZ Mike for a little bit, and then me and Ramsaholic were barely starting on this stuff at the beginning, and I wasn't even that serious on TikTok at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I was really getting started.
Dude, Tommy is nuts.
Tommy's funny, bro. You gotta admit he is funny, right?
He is funny, yeah.
You gotta admit that. Let me see, bro. Like crazy, bro. Like I'm surprised we got so many. Dude, 117 people on my.
I haven't even asked. Where are we? I haven't even asked because like I just joined the stream because I don't. Where are we streaming? YouTube. Or
yeah, YouTube.
You got a YouTube channel, right? We might need.
I don't even have a following on YouTube, like because usually I do most of my lives on TikTok, so I'm not really used to the YouTube lives and stuff like that.
We'll probably need to help you get onto it. I think you got potential, bro, because on your TikTok videos, it's pretty raw. Like, you got some good takes, and I see you and you lacking kind of funny in a lot of different ways. So I think OG Candlestick tagged you along on some of the videos I put on your team, and I think he wanted to see what you were going to say. I mean, there's...
I know. I met up with him at a 49ers game earlier this year, basically, because I went to the Niners and Cardinals game it was last season, but it was the beginning of January, like the JJ Watt final game, basically.
Yeah, that was that was his final game, and that's when he retired, I guess. Yeah,
that's when he retired. I was there because if JJ Watt didn't retire, I probably wouldn't have gone to that game. But I was like, oh, it's his retirement. I have to go. Literally drove 8 hours from where I'm at all the way up to Santa Clara. And, went up there.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Let me see what's going on. I think you told me about it. Okay, let's keep this going, guys. Money Mike. But we got to work on a schedule, actually. Like, what works for you? Maybe we can try to work something that gives you more time. I know you got some stuff to do a little later.
My schedule's a little because I work at T-Mobile Arena and Allegiant Stadium. So whenever there's an event at T-Mobile Arena or Allegiant Stadium, that's when I'm working. And usually my schedule's just kind of all over the place. So it's like I know my schedule, but it could change. And sometimes I'll show up for the event. Sometimes I don't. And then I do Uber. So it's like right now, because I would be doing Uber right now, but I got time for now. So I'm like, okay, I could still chill for a bit. And then after this, I'll probably head out and go do some for a bit.
Oh, I like this question. See, Pale always puts on the good questions. Question, what was your most disappointing annoying loss for your team this season? Man, just losing to the Cleveland Browns is annoying because if we would have just made that field goal, that would have never been the conversation. That would have never been the discussion to begin with, was the Browns game.
Yeah.
Because they said how, I mean, Purdy did play bad, but then again, bro, if we would have just made the kick, nobody would have talked about that loss.
I'll say losing to the 49ers week 2. Dude, we had the lead in that game, man. The turnovers, though. It's like we could lose turnover battles to a team like the Giants, but against San Fran, we outgained you guys, controlled more clock. Purdy had no touchdowns. Everything was good. It was 17-10, and then you guys drove down, tied it at half. The Packers, I mean, shit. We didn't have Stafford or Kyron. That was brutal.
Losing to Kirk Cousins was insane, but I got to say losing to the Browns was kind of like the worst because we lost to freaking PJ Walker. That's what really annoyed me.
Yeah, but they got nasty defense.
I'm pretty sure you got one annoying loss, but how many? I mean, you got so many losses for the Cardinals, man.
I mean, we had a lot of losses. Some of them not as annoying as others, because some of them you're like, oh, you kind of headed into the game. You're like, got a couple Modelos, and you're like, oh, I already know we're gonna lose this game, whatever, One game in particular, this was at the very beginning of the season, though. One that really irked me was our game against the Giants. Was week 2. We already lost to the Commanders, but we were in a close game with the Commanders week 1. And I was like, hey, maybe we might have a chance at somewhat being a 500 team with a backup quarterback, right? And we were up on the Giants like almost 28-7. And I was like, hey, we might go 1-1, and then we'll see how the rest of the season goes. And instead, we completely blew the 28-7 lead. We somehow let Daniel Jones look like Tom Brady against us. Just kept throwing the ball down the field, and he's just like, that game really irked me and disappointed me because I don't know how we let Daniel Jones of all people look good,
Yeah, because they came from behind too, which was weird. It was like kind of like how the Falcons had the lead in the Super Bowl too. So I can see where you're coming from with that lead. Like if you have a lead, don't blow the lead. But yeah,
and it was at the beginning of the season too. Because if it was like at the end of the season, I would have been like, okay, let's lose. That way we don't mess up our draft positioning, But it was week 2. I was like, hey, we have it's still very early in the season. Let's win some games. Screw it. Why not? And it's like up 28-7. I'm like, oh, we're going to win the game. And the next thing you know, head to the bathroom, come back. And all of a sudden it's like 28-20. And I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. Oh, this is a good question for you, actually. This would be like kind of like, what would you rather like suffer with, or would you rather have the world end on this one? This was a good one. That's for you, Money Mike.
Oh, wait, where's my phone's kind of because I'm streaming on my.
It says question from Moneyline: if you had to pick between the Rams or 49ers to win the Super Bowl, or the world to end, who would you pick, or would you rather the world end, or something like that?
Oh man, okay. Let's see. If I just had to choose one, I would probably go with the Niners to win the Super Bowl. And the only reason why I say this is because the Rams have 2 Super Bowls. The Cardinals, we have 0, but at least it would be closer for us to try to reach the Rams' 2 Super Bowls. The 6 Super Bowls that the Niners, like hypothetically, if you do win the Super Bowl, it would be way harder for us to catch up with you. We'd much rather catch up with the Rams and the Seahawks. You know what I mean?
That's fair enough.
So if I had to choose one.
Oh, hey, good one for you, Ramsaholic. I think you want to talk about Byron Young, bro.
Yeah, Byron Young's having a great year, rookie. Wow, the third round this year was great for the Rams, getting Byron Young and Kobe Turner. I do think Byron Young started off a lot hotter, but overall he hasn't got a sack in a couple games, but he's still there. He's getting pressures. It's just Kobe Turner's been kind of taking the defensive rookie status away from him. But I think it's a great pick by the Rams, a sleeper pick that fell under the radar. I think a lot of our picks this year kind of were guys that you didn't think would do much, and they stepped into a role where they had to.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh, man, I got to go with the realistic question. I'll tell you what's a liability for us. It's that right offensive line side. I mean, the right tackle, it kind of just – I just thought maybe Colt McKivitz would make a leap, but he's not, bro. He kind of concerns me as the right tackle. Like, we need to replace him. I'm sorry. That guy just really kind of – and then let's see. Burford, he's kind of – I think the guard position is not as bad as everybody says. As long as we have John Feliciano playing that side over my boy Burford, which I've interviewed a while back, I'm hoping he gets better at it, but he just hasn't really played up to the level. I just don't like that Jake Brendel guy. I just want him off the roster. He's trash center. I'm concerned about the right side of the offensive line personally, because what if it happens again what the Eagles did? That could be the concerning factor. But I think we don't have too much flaws. As far as defense, the secondary is kind of like they're starting to click a little bit. The pass rush is starting to add in a little bit here and there. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I just think the right side of the line might be the only concern. But, yeah, I think we covered everything except we'll probably go with score prediction for the Rams and Niners. So you said you had the Cardinals upsetting the Seahawks on your prediction, which we did earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll end this right here with the prediction of the Rams and Niners. This is pretty much both of us playing our backups. It probably has little meaning to the game. I think it's going to be a low score, so I'm going to go 17-20. I might just have to give it to you guys just so we can build confidence and beat you guys in the playoffs. So I'll give you guys I'll give you that free victory for this one.
All right. I'll say Rams win 27-17, especially if you start Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and
no
plus
McCaffrey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say 27-17.
Yeah, it'd be
Rams
like
70, yeah.
Well, technically reverse logic, so I'm gonna go that direction. Come on, dude. All right, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know we got some. We'll definitely see y'all next week, and hopefully y'all have a great day.
Adios. Let's go.